If you've been battling with OBS Studio crashing or freezing, you're definitely not alone. These issues can bring even the best live streams and recordings to a grinding halt. But don't worry. By the end of this tutorial, you'll know exactly how to troubleshoot and resolve the most common causes of instability in OBS Studio, so you can get back to streaming, recording, and creating without interruptions. Let's dive right into the fixes, starting simple and working up in complexity. Sometimes what seems like a big problem is just a temporary glitch. So first things first, try restarting OBS Studio. Go ahead and close it fully, wait a couple of seconds, and then relaunch it. Just like rebooting your computer, this flushes any momentary hiccups and reinitializes the software. If you're lucky, this alone might do the trick. Next up, let's ensure OBS Studio has the access it needs to run smoothly. Right-click on the OBS Studio icon and choose Run as Administrator. This gives OBS higher-level privileges within Windows, which can help with issues like access errors or hardware permission blocks. Think of it as giving your video software the keys to the house, rather than making it knock at the door. Now, if those steps don't help, it's time to look at updates. Double-check that you're running the latest version of OBS Studio. Developers are constantly releasing bug fixes and performance improvements, so running outdated software is a common culprit behind crashes. Just hit Help. Check for updates in OBS. This part might take a few moments if there's a new version to download. While you're updating, don't forget your graphics card drivers. OBS Studio leans heavily on your GPU for encoding and rendering, so if those drivers are out of date or corrupted, you might see freezes, stuttering, or outright crashes. Head to your manufacturer's website, whether that's NVIDIA, AMD, or Intel, and grab the latest drivers. I know driver updates can sound intimidating, but nowadays, most installers guide you step by step. Security software can also cause headaches with OBS. Sometimes your firewall or antivirus decides OBS is suspicious and blocks essential functions. If you suspect this might be happening, quickly check your security software's logs or settings for any blocks related to OBS Studio. Adding OBS to your allowed or trusted apps list can solve the problem. Think of it as telling your computer, yes, this program is supposed to be here. If none of the above work, don't worry. You can try reinstalling OBS Studio. But before you do, back up your profiles and scene collections. You don't want to lose all your stream setups and sources. Save those files to a safe location. Uninstall OBS, and then install the freshest copy from the official website. Corrupted files can lurk in old installations, so this step often clears lingering problems. Now, let's talk about tweaking OBS settings to minimize system stress. OBS can be demanding, especially if you're recording or streaming at high resolutions, frame rates, or bit rates. Go to your output settings and try lowering the resolution or frame rate. For example, if you're streaming at 1080p 60, drop down to 720p 30 to see if that eases the strain. Lowering bitrate can also reduce the risk of crashes, especially on older hardware. The encoder settings in OBS are another big factor. If your current encoder is overworking your CPU or GPU, switch to the default or recommended option for your hardware. For most users, that's either X264 CPU or NVE AMD Intel QuickSync GPU. This can dramatically improve stability, especially if your system isn't top of the line. Sometimes OBS's hardware acceleration can trip things up. To check, go to File Settings Advanced, then look under the Video section and disable Enable Hardware Acceleration if it's turned on. Once you've made that change, restart OBS so it can apply the new setting. This adjustment is kind of like lifting the turbo off your engine. Sometimes a more straightforward approach is just what your system needs. Finally, you can help Windows prioritize OBS Studio's performance. In Settings Advanced, find the Process Priority drop-down and set it to Above Normal or High. This nudges Windows to allocate more resources to OBS, which can prevent random freezes when you're multitasking. And that's it. With these steps, you should see OBS Studio running smoother, with fewer crashes and freezes. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you still have questions or need advice for your particular setup, leave a comment below. I check and reply regularly. Make sure to subscribe for more clear, practical guides just like this, so you can keep improving your stream and content creation workflow. Good luck and happy streaming!